We said that we want drugs. You are the kingpin here.
I don't have drugs.
We've got an intelligence here that brings you here.
It's a lie.
No, we're going to search the place. If you don't lie, but we are going to put down you there for a very long time.
Johannesburg for many years has been rated as the best city in Africa. Many African countries adored the city that is Johannesburg. There was no city that could be compared to Johannesburg in terms of the beauty and its diversity. So a lot of developments are happening in the city. You look at the Mall of Africa, you look at Sandton City. Those are the things that contribute towards Gauteng being that powerful province. With that said, the unfortunate part about Johannesburg is that it is a shadow of its former glory. Once a beautiful city, you look at places like Hillbrow. A lot of people wanted to stay in Hillbrow because they wanted to be closer to big companies and also closer to the diversity that is Johannesburg. You look at Hillbrow now, you are going to be shocked. One of the most troubling things about Hillbrow and Johannesburg as a whole, it is criminality and also illegal foreigners.
Yeah, show me your picture. Which country are you from? Ghana. Yeah, show me your picture. Hey, Macho, Sangonan. Yeah, where? Upuma Mukwe. ID number, ID number. 535.
The number of illegal foreigners in Johannesburg is very shocking, and it increases each and every year, which also unfortunately leads to increase in criminality. We are hosting the G20 later this year, and even the president of the country is not impressed with Johannesburg. Please have a listen.
One or two meetings of the G20 that I attended here was not very pleasing. The environment that one observed was not a pleasing environment. I say this so that we can improve immensely. As South Africans, we are proud people, and let us get that pride that we have, self-pride, lift us up so that we do present a G20 that will wow people, so that when people look at what we offer and present, they must just say, wow, this is how South Africans do it. So colleagues, I'm really pleased to be here.
As the problem of criminality increases in Johannesburg, there seems to be an unexpected partnership between the MMC of Public Safety in Johannesburg, Xolani Khumalo, and a former TV star, Xolani Khumalo.
We said that we want drugs. You are the kingpin here.
I don't have drugs.
We've got an intelligence here that brings you here.
It's a lie.
No, we're going to search the place. If you don't lie, but we are going to put down you there for a very long time. We found some illegal tobacco, quite a lot of them. We found some illegal alcohol. We found some illegal kids that were here. And also we found some paste that looks like some heroin, some crack. If you come into the building, there's a lot of storage places into the building itself. But look, we went into level 3, X-Men. But his intel says that at the top floor, there's the manufacturing. So the guys are still busy now trying to look into the area, what's happening. So there are many buildings like this. And so you're going to see me and Xolani doing this work. We need all the help. They've got the intel. And this is actually the hot spot here. This spot we did before, and then we came in. Yeah.
Are you looking at maybe criminal charges again?
Of April. Now it's time to work. That's why now we are going to be on the ground, and this is not going to stop on a daily basis or every time. There's going to be a building we're going to raid, and we're standing a stern warning to all the building hijackers. To all those that are telling we're coming for you. From here, we're going to go here. You are going to see us on the ground. And then also Xolani Foundation. Working with him.
I've just got a question.
You know, Hillbrow is a very complex story. But one thing that we know is that this building controls it in terms of drugs and in terms of illegal personnel. So we've got the information that there are people that are selling drugs and counterfeit things and illegal stuff. So there are a lot of criminal activities that are happening happening around these buildings. As the MMC has said, these buildings are turning our city into a hole, and if we don't take action, no one's going to do it. So we will work very hard, put our resources and our forces in the ground to make sure that we indeed eradicate crime from the city.
What kind of drugs?
To be honest, every drug is available in this city. Whether you smoke cocaine or crack or you smoke crystal meth or meth, there are those drugs. And we won't stop until they decide and say you can't work with drugs anymore. So our mission is to suffocate the drug lord. We're going to suffocate it and make sure that it doesn't.
So we're going to be busy. We're back on the ground of them. Noma Kanjani is the father of Noma Kanjani. Then Mina it's non manje namhlanje, so it's Noma Kanjani, manje namhlanje. So if you don't see him, me, you can see him. We actually want it. Thank you. Question.
MMC, just one question. So on Friday, President Cyril, the things you'll be raising to the awareness of the president, and what collaboration would you like to see between the city and the government of national unity?
Now look, let me talk about the department itself. I don't know what that thing of GNU. I have no clue of it. But what I know is that we have signed an IGR between the National Police, Usenzo Mtunu, Minister. We are working very well with the Premier. We are having IGR meetings on every Tuesday. We are having reports. We've even now signed a memorandum of agreement that there will be no limitation. Because, for example, we'll be chasing a criminal in Johannesburg, and that bastard will be crossing over to Ekurhuleni. And find that now we must make calls and make signatures and all of that to chase him. Now, through our IGR, all of us are working together now. There is a Commissioner, Commissioner Faro is the champion of the IGR. We're all working together. We're going to be having IGR operations. So with all our firepower, they know that in Johannesburg, we've got the tactical reaction unit, we've got resources. So we can take those resources and go and attack Jukulane. Jukulane, we can make it very small. Tshwane, we can make it very small. Tshwane is not as big as Johannesburg. That one, we can close it. We can say that all JMPD, tactical, taxi violence unit, Rea Vaya, we're all saturating Tshwane. The whole Tshwane and close it down, sunny side and everything. Very simple, we can do that. So they can tap in our resources. We can also tap on their units. We can also tap in terms of how they are doing their bylaws. So we're going to sharing the sharing of information. Because remember, Tina, you guys can cry as good, we don't enforce bylaws. Hey, I tell you right now, you go and say you don't have a permit, go somewhere else. The NGOs, they run with us here. They run, Papa. They run to court, the court give us an order. And then the chief of police, remember that if there's a court order, they can't act because they're going to be in contempt of court. They're going to arrest the city, the manager, and also the mayor. So we have to abide by law. So Tina, in Johannesburg, we are targeted by the NGOs like nobody's business. The villas that we're talking about, we can clean it. But of course, Nati, we must take a blame because the court ruling in the conditional court that came says that we must have permits. So we need to fix our permits so that all the informal traders have permits. And the permit needs an ID. So if you don't have an ID, you are not documented. You are not allowed to trade. If you're undocumented, you are not allowed to own shops and all those things. So now that the city, we're busy. I think through this arrangement we're having now, I think through the mayor and everyone, we've spoken about it. And the mayor, I can say that, look, there's a lot of improvement. We're working together. He's been supporting public safety. So even when Cyril comes this side, when the president comes this side, it is fine. What we want from him is that, look, we want the city, we want more resources, right? We want more resources. One resource that we must look at is the alternative accommodation for the people who are staying in bad buildings. Bad buildings, the people who are staying there are the poor and the working class. And some of them, you can say you've got 60% South Africans, you can have 40% people coming from outside. And most of the people coming from outside are renting from the South Africans, by the way. Of course, there are hijackers coming from Nigeria, coming from Congo, everywhere. But there is an element of us being there. But if we can have an alternative accommodation, we can take our people, we put them there. That is a problem in Joburg. There are many evacuation orders that are here that we can take and put people there. But the problem is that you can't, in the laws of the country, to take people from a building and then throw them on the street. You need to give them alternative accommodation. If the president can actually come with that, it can be proper. Let the president bring more resources. Let's put on more cameras. We've got an IIOC unit there. You know that the CCTV camera, there's a laws that are there now that people must register. If you are having a camera in an area, tell us, now tell the community that you are going to have a camera. I can't just wake up, there's a camera there. And then, I mean, what is the privacy? I must have been an agreement in the street that must be a camera there. You might be seeing me, maybe, carrying relaxing, Ipopia Act, it must be enforced. So he must bring us those resources. We need more police visibility. So I think that if we can bring more resources, in Johannesburg, we can turn it around. And then we'll tell him also about these bylaws. Some of the bylaws are very old. They need to be. We need to revise them. We must have a department of inspectorate. We must have more inspectors on environmental health practitioners. We must have more inspectors on building control. We're going to be doing those checks if people have all those things, because they don't have any resources. We must have more resources on what else? The town planners. The town planners as well. So we need to put more resources on inspections. So if the people inspect, they tell us about, they give you a fine, they come back, comply, you don't comply, then they take all those inspector things, those fines, whatever you call them, those citations, they bring it to JMPD. Only then JMPD can enforcing. But we were shortage of what? Inspectors.
The state of Johannesburg is such a worrying factor. We are expecting the G20. Are we expecting to hold developed countries in a city like Johannesburg? A shameful city that once was like heaven. Now what we are seeing in the streets is a combination of illegal foreigners, South Africans, and also our corrupt public servants. By public servants, we are speaking about councillors, we are speaking about our police, our politicians. These people, when combined, they are the ones that can destroy a city like Johannesburg. Unfortunately, it has been under the ANC for such a long time, and when you look at the track record of ANC, one cannot really be surprised, because where they pass, we only see rot.